And reading glasses, heck! I got some remembering to do.
Alright, Gravity Falls fans, so if you're an OG from my first ever Gravity Falls videos, then you know that back then we tackled a lot of the codes and decryptions and all that good stuff. Well, we are coming full circle on that because this is the episode where we examine all of the codes and secrets from Season 2, the final season of Gravity Falls. Now, I must note that at the time of release of this video, the finale has not yet aired, so it'll be the front 19 episodes from Season 2 worth of code cracking that we'll be covering. Now, I don't doubt that for many of you, you've been cracking these as the series has been airing, so you'll likely say, "Hey Chad, we already know all of this," and that's just fine. But consider this just sort of a loose roundup. So let's go with the obvious. As we all know, each episode of Gravity Falls ends with an encrypted message in the credits, and some fun scenes usually play over top as well. In Season 2, the show means business as it uses the Vigenère cipher, which requires a key word in order to solve each credits code. So there's a hidden keyword in each episode, giving you all the info you need to complete the credits puzzles. For instance, in the first episode of Season 2, a frame of Gideon in prison shows a key and the word whittle, which is the key to solving the first credits sequence. Oh, there's also a new journal-style page entry with encrypted information each episode as well. And any of the old ciphers from the first season are still fair game. If you're interested in just how that Vigenère key really breaks down, I've linked a video here that explains it. But for now, we are looking into what these credits messages really break down into. So without dilly-dallying too much, let's wrangle up some of the key messages we've had so far and see how they all add up. Now, there are a lot in Season 2, both during the credits and in the episodes. And like we learned in Season 1, not all of them are groundbreaking. For instance, in the first episode of Season 2, there's a cryptogram on Dipper's board which decodes into, "Why is Wendy so perfect?" You just won't let that go, will you, Dipper? Also in Episode 1, Season 2, using this same cipher, we've got Welcome Back. A bit more of a teaser, not revealing too much information yet. Well, how about Season 2, Episode 4's interesting decryption of, "We've all had some fun tonight, but let's not forget who the real puppet masters are. Reptoids who have infiltrated our government." Now, this clue seems to point a very interesting light towards our government agents. Could these two possibly be the scaly aliens known as reptoids? One way or another, I'm thinking we can plan on seeing these guys playing some kind of a role in the way things wrap up for the series. Now, as I mentioned, it's not all the Vigenère cipher, though that is the prominent one. Let's jump towards the end of the series to Dipper and Mabel versus the Future, where you can use the Bill symbol substitution cipher, seen here, to reveal an interesting message inside the old UFO. "Specimen has escaped, is changing forms." This, of course, is a reference to this guy. Of course, these writings would seem to be from the past, but I can't help but think that this could be hinting at seeing the shapeshifter in the finale episode. I'd kind of been expecting him to return anyways. Perhaps a beloved character suddenly dies, only for the audience to discover it was just the shapeshifter. Now we'll jump to Season 2, Episode 7, which is a massive episode of reveals. We learn all about Old Man McGucket, previously thought to be the author, but of course we learn that he's really more of an assistant scientist. But a decrypted page at the end of this episode reveals one of what I consider the most intriguing details of this season. Gideon's tantrums, misspelled tattoos, SHANDRA'S rejections, society's views, a fear of witches, a life of regret. These are the things we try to forget. This is up there with some of my favorite coded secrets of the season. It's a reflection of McGucket's thoughts before he sort of turned to madness. There's a lot to look at here, but what struck me most was SHANDRA'S rejections. I'll admit I had no clue who that was, so I went straight to Google and recalled her to be the news anchor. Pretty interesting to imagine some kind of romance with McGucket in his more sane days. Kinda makes you feel bad for him. I, for one, would love to see McGucket get his sanity back in the finale. Now let's leap to A Tale of Two Stands, of course, a massive episode. So much is revealed in this episode, and you think they wouldn't put too much hidden stuff in here. But alas, a stubborn, tough New Jersey native, FILBRICK wasn't too creative. Having twins was not his plan, so he just shrugged and named both Stan. The original Pines twins' father's name. May seem inconsequential, but Hey, I made a whole video about the Pines family tree, so learning a bit more about that is pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. And now on to my favorite decrypted message of all, one that carries some seemingly real weight. Our ending page cryptogram reads, "Game is over and I won. Now it's time to start the fun. I always love corrupting lives. Now let's see which Pines survives." I'd gone back and forth with myself, wondering whether Disney or Alex Hirsch would actually kill anyone off, and I'd kind of settled on no, they wouldn't, until the announcement of the end of the series came. Then I thought that they just might. And here we sit with anticipation for our final episode of Gravity Falls, and no one has died yet. So, in the finale, which Pines will die? Will any of them? Is that cryptogram just to throw us off? I mean, it's not like that's never happened before. But it's kind of tough to say. You'd certainly not think it'd be either of the kids, so if you have to pick, you're kind of thinking it'll be Ford or Stan. No matter how you slice it, there have been plenty of questions posed throughout this season, all in secret, many of which I didn't even have time to touch on. So what do you make of all of this? Will McGucket regain his sanity? Will these reptoids have any impact on the finale? And who do you think, if anyone, will die? Well, for now, we'll really just have to wait and see how this one shakes out. As for me, well, I will see you very soon, Gravity Falls fans. Thanks for watching.